Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Hard Forever, coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model as I continue to play catch up. Today, I'll be doing a review on an in-flight commemorative KLM Royal Dutch Airlines Boeing 747-400, KLM's very first Boeing 747-400 in their retro blue top livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. I purchased this model from airlinemuseum.com and their website address is www.airlinemuseum.com. But first, before I go into details about this particular commemorative aircraft model, please allow me to share some information about the history of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines and how they came about and still operating strongly after 100 plus years. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines is a Dutch-based airline that was founded on October 7, 1919. As one of the first commercial airline companies and officially commenced operations on May 17, 1920, with the airline's first inaugural flight was from London Croydon Airport to Amsterdam, using a leased aircraft transport and traveled the Holland DH-16 commercial biplane. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines is currently the world's oldest operating airline based on foundation date and still continues to operate under its original name when the airline was first formed on October 7, 1919. Then fast forward 100 years later on October 7, 2019, and that's when KLM Royal Dutch Airlines celebrated their centennial anniversary by achieving this prestigious honor of still operating as the world's oldest operating airline that still continues to operate under their original name, becoming the very first airline to reach this prestigious milestone in the history of aviation to do so. The acronym for KLM literally stands for Koninklijke Luchtvaart Maatschappij, which actually means Royal Aviation Society. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines is the national flag carrier airline for the country of the Netherlands, as well as the country's largest operating airline based on fleet size as well as the number of destinations served. Whereas the headquarters of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines is located in Amstelveen, which is actually a suburban part of the metropolitan area of Amsterdam, while the airline's main hub and base of operations is located on the grounds of Amsterdam Airport Schiphol, which is located approximately 5.6 miles southwest of the city center of Amsterdam, that's located in the municipality of Haarlemmermeer, which is a province of North Holland. As of January 2022, or at the time of this video review posted, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines currently operates scheduled passenger and cargo services to approximately 145 destinations worldwide in 70 countries across 5 inhabited continents from the airline's major hub at Amsterdam Airport Schiphol, with an operating fleet of 113 aircraft, with no unfulfilled orders pending on this particular aircraft type, as this aircraft is no longer operating in KLM's fleet. Also, as of January 2022, or at the time of this video review posting, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines is one of 59 airlines in the world of aviation that currently operates as a certified 4-star airline carrier according to the international airline review firm Skytrax Magazine, and the Boeing customer code for KLM Royal Dutch Airlines for this particular aircraft was 06. All right, everyone, let's take a look at the front of the box. Starting at the top, you see the aircraft type, you see the KLM logo, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft, the registration ship number. Of course, you know Inflight made this model, as well as the next generation of 1/200 scale die-cast aircraft model information, as well as the item number information you see at the front of the box. All right, now you're looking at the back of the box. Nothing much back there except the Inflight 200 decal model, the Boeing official license product decal. There's more warning information, the item number information there as well. Oh, if you didn't know, Inflight got an app now. You can go download it and be on the lookout for some of their models they're going to drop in the foreseeable future. I highly recommend you get that app, especially if you're a diehard collector. All right, now you're looking at the top of the box, and what you see is the aircraft type, the KLM title, as well as the logo, the computer generated picture of the aircraft, the registration ship number, the 1/200 scale model information, the Inflight models website, as well as the item number information. You see the Inflight logo at the top of the box. All right, now you're looking at the bottom of the box, pretty much the same information at the top of the box I showed you earlier on. All right. All right, now you're looking at the packaging, which is pretty much foam, because that foam pretty much protect the model and all the accessories that come in with the model. So I'm gonna take the top part of that foam and let you see what's inside the packaging. Let's check it out. Okay, this is what it looked like after I took the top part of the packaging foam off, and this is what it looks like. Looking at the actual aircraft model as well as the model stand. And since there's no gear replacement doors for this particular model, and these aren't retractable gears, we're gonna go and get on with the review, okay? All right, with all that information out of the way about the history of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines and how they came about and still operating strongly after 100 years, plus despite what's going on, they still continue to operate strongly as we speak. Plus all the details here at the front of the box, as well as the information at the back of the box, plus the packaging, as well as all the details inside the packaging, which included the model and the model stand. And with no further ado, here is the model out of the packaging box. Let's check it out. There it is, everyone. The Inflight Commemorative KLM Royal Dutch Airlines Boeing 747-400, KLM's very first Boeing 747-400 aircraft in their retro blue top livery scheme in the passenger version in a 1/200 scale model. All right, allow me to share some information about the KLM Royal Dutch Airlines Boeing 747-400 jumbo jetliner aircraft, looking at here and how it became a part of their fleet. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines became the first European operator, as well as the third airline overall after Northwest Airlines and Singapore Airlines respectively, that acquired this iconic jetliner aircraft, as KLM Royal Dutch Airlines took delivery of its first of 26 Boeing 747-400s that the Dutch carrier had placed orders for back on April 9, 1986, and received their very first Boeing 747-400 jumbo jetliner aircraft, which bears the registration ship number PH-BFA, which happened to be this aircraft you're looking at here, on May 18, 1989, and took delivery of their last Boeing 747-400 jumbo jetliner aircraft, which bears the registration ship number PH-BFY, which was a Combi-Version Boeing 747-400 jumbo jetliner aircraft on April 10, 2002. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines previously at one time registered and operated as many as 26 of these iconic jetliners in their fleet. And now, as of January 2022, or at the time of this video review posting, the Dutch carrier KLM Royal Dutch Airlines is no longer operating this particular aircraft in their fleet, as KLM Royal Dutch Airlines was scheduled to retire this particular aircraft originally in May 2021, but decided to accelerate the retirement date to March 31st, 2020, after serving the KLM fleet for 31 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic that has altered and affected air global traffic demand from around the world, as the last KLM Boeing 747-400 passenger revenue service flight departed Mexico City International Airport in Mexico City, Mexico, and made its final maiden flight to Amsterdam Airport Schiphol in Amsterdam, as KLM Flight KL686, where it touched down for the last time on March 29, 2020. And after serving the KLM fleet for 31 years as the airline's official flagship jetliner for the Amsterdam-based airline, the KLM Royal Dutch Airlines Boeing 747-400 jumbo jetliner fleet officially flew off into the aviation sunset, as this aircraft has since been replaced with the Boeing 777-300ERs, as well as the next generation Boeing 787-10s, which entered the KLM fleet in 2008 and 2019 respectively. All right, everyone, let's talk about the livery scheme you see on this aircraft. This was the previous livery scheme of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, which was actually called the Blue Top Livery Scheme, which was actually introduced sometime in 1972, which succeeded the airline's previous White Top Livery Scheme, as KLM Royal Dutch Airlines sported this livery scheme for 30 years up until the Amsterdam-based airline unveiled an updated version of their Blue Top Livery Scheme, which was unveiled in December 2002. So, with all that information out of the way about this iconic aircraft, which is no longer in their fleet, as well as the nice looking livery scheme you see on here, with no further ado, let us get down to the nitty-gritty and allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft model. Sure, let's begin and let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the port/left side. We're going to start at the front, where you see the front nose landing gears right here, the landing gear struts, the landing gear doors, and then you see the pitted tubes and the static ports, what have you, the radome nose cone, the cockpit windows, as well as the windshield wipers. Please stay tuned as I go and give you a better visual view of those details later on in the model review. And then you see the airline's logo and the acronym for KLM that's displayed near the cockpit windows right here. On the engine cowlings, check that out too. There, the winglets, there, as well as on the tail fin of the aircraft. There. This is the corporate logo of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, as this stylized crown logo signifies Royal Charter status, while the acronym for KLM literally stands for Koninklijke Luchtvaart Maatschappij, which actually means Royal Aviation Society. Okay. All right, we stay at the front of the aircraft here on the port side, and right above the windows there, you see the Boeing 747 decal, which is this decal right here. From the time that Dutch carrier KLM Royal Dutch Airlines took delivery of their very first Boeing 747 jumbo jetliner aircraft, which bears the registration ship number PH-BFA, which was a Boeing 747-200 variant on January 16, 1971, up until the airline took delivery of their very last Boeing 747 jumbo jetliner aircraft, which bears the registration ship number PH-BFY, which was a Boeing 747-400 Combi-Version on April 10, 2002. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines operated the Boeing 747 in three variants: the 200 variant, the 300 variant, as well as the 400 variant in three configured versions: the passenger version, the Combi-Version, as well as the cargo version. As KLM Royal Dutch Airlines was one of 8 European operators, along with Lufthansa, British Airways, Air France, Virgin Atlantic, Aerosor, Condor, and Iberia, that also operated the Boeing 747-400 variant in their fleets as well, as the Boeing 747 was the official flagship jetliner for the Amsterdam-based airline for 49 years, up until it was officially withdrawn from the KLM fleet on March 31st, 2020. All right, we're still at the front of the aircraft here on the port side, and right in the white sheet line right here is the name of the aircraft, Atlanta, the city of Atlanta, that is. Okay, and this particular aircraft was named in honor of this historical North American city of Atlanta, Georgia, which happens to be the capital of the U.S. state of Georgia in the United States of America, as the headquarters of CNN, Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, Home Depot, the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, UPS, United Parcel Service, as well as the Georgia Aquarium, the King Center, and the world's busiest airport currently, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, is also located in this historical North American city. And then you see the Royal Dutch Airlines title right there as well as this nice looking cheat line, the multicolored blue cheat and white and gray cheat line that goes all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. I'm going to show you that right now. And then there's the inboard landing light right there as well. All right, now you're looking at the center of the aircraft, and underneath the wings is these big massive engines looking at here and there as well. And these are the General Electric CF6-80C2B1F turbofan type engines that was previously used on this particular KLM Royal Dutch Airlines Boeing 747-400 jumbo jetliner aircraft. There's the KLM logo I was mentioned earlier, there and there as well on the engine column. There's the engine cones right there, right there. Now we're going to turn this aircraft model around and actually find out if the turbofan blades on these engines actually spin. Let's find out. All right, now looking at the front of the engines here on the port/left side, both engines. Now we're gonna see if the outer fan blade spin. Yes, this one spin, the outer one, and then we're gonna check the inner one. That spin just as well, perfect. And then you slide over here. You got a front visual view of the inboard landing lights, as well as the front visual view of the landing bogie gears, including the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear door. And then there's the center bogie gear you see displayed there as well. Okay. All right, now you're looking at the engines here on the starboard/right side. No fan, sorry about that. No air deflectors, but it's all good. Now we're gonna see if the engines here spin on this side as well. Perfect. That's the inner one, and then the outer engine turbofan blades spin over here just as well. And then we're gonna slide over here. You see the inboard landing light here, as well as the front visual view of the landing bogie gears, including the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. And then there's the center bogie gear on this side of the aircraft as well. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft. We start up here. You see the partial registration ship number right above the cockpit windows, FA, the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the radome nose cone, the nose gear doors, the nose gear landing gear lights, the landing gear struts, as well as the front visual view of the front nose landing gears. All right. All right. Now you're looking at the winglet wingtip device here on the port/left side, where you see the KLM decal as I mentioned earlier, as well as the logo. Then you see the red navigation light right next to that winglet wingtip device. All right, now you got a better visual view of the landing bogie gears here on the port side. We see the outer landing bogie gears right here, include the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear door, and then there's the center bogie gears here on this side here, includes the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. All right, looking at the back of the aircraft here, where you see the Flying Dutchman. That's another name they use on all their aircraft. So right above the windows right here is the actual registration ship number, PH-BFA, which is this registration ship number right here. Registration ship number PH-BFA. This particular aircraft was the very first KLM Boeing 747-400 jumbo jetliner aircraft that actually entered the carrier's fleet. And the first test flight on this aircraft took place on April 15, 1989, and was delivered to KLM Royal Dutch Airlines on May 18, 1989, and flew for 27 years up until it operated and flew its final flight on October 16, 2016. Then was flown to an aircraft storage facility that's located on the grounds of Turiel Airport, which is located in Turiel, Spain, on November 7, 2016, where this particular aircraft, remained stored up at until it was eventually scrapped in October 2019. All right, we stay at the back of the aircraft, and what you're looking at right next to the registration ship number is the Dutch flag decal, which is this particular flag decal right here, right there. And this flag decal represents the country where KLM Royal Dutch Airlines currently operates from as the national flag carrier airline for the country of the Netherlands. And then right next to the Dutch flag decal is the European flag decal, which is this decal right here, flag decal right there. And this flag decal represents the ideals of unity, solidarity, and harmony among the peoples of Europe. Okay? All right, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft. You see the white tail fin, which includes the KLM acronyms I mentioned earlier, as well as the logo. And then you see the APU exhaust hole, zero power unit. It is a hole there. And underneath the APU exhaust hole is the actual strobe lights, as well as the entire aircraft from the rear view angle. Let's check it out. There it is, everyone. The KLM Royal Dutch Airlines Boeing 747-400. KLM's very first Boeing 747-400 jetliner aircraft in their retro blue top livery scheme from the rear view angle. Ain't it awesome? All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the starboard/right side, where you see the front nose landing gears, the landing gear doors, the pitot-tubes and the static ports, the radome nose cone, the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the KLM logo, the Boeing 747 decal, the City of Atlanta, name of the aircraft, Royal Dutch Airlines, you see there, the front cargo container loading door, as well as the inboard landing light you see on the edge of the wings there as well. Alright, now you're looking at the center of the aircraft, and underneath the wings you got a somewhat a visual view of the landing bogie gears here, including the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. I'm going to show you a better visual view of that in a moment. But what you're looking at here is the General Electric CF6-80 C2B1 F turbofan type engines here on this side of the aircraft, featuring the KLM logo on the engine columns there and there as well. And there's the engine cones right there, very detailed and realistic. Now you're looking at the winglet wingtip device on this side of the aircraft, the starboard side, featuring the KLM logo as well on the wing on this side here as well. And then there's the green navigation light displayed here next to the winglet wingtip device. Alright, now you got a better visual view of the landing bogie gears here on the starboard side. There's the landing bogie gears here, including the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear door. And then there's the center bogie gears here on this side of the aircraft, including the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. Alright, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here. And what you see there is the rear cargo container loading door, the AFT boat bin door, the Flying Dutchman, name of the aircraft, the registration ship number, the Dutch flag decal, as well as the European flag decal there as well as the KLM logos painted on the white tail fin of the aircraft as well. There it is. Awesome. Okay, before I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model in full detail, please allow me to let you check out one feature, which is the rolling gears. I'm about to show you that right now. Snaps. Rolls pretty good. It's kind of rough, but it rolls. And it does tilt, as you can see there. And then the nose gear swivels, as you see there as well, but you gotta be careful with these nose gears though. So with that said, allow me to show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model. Alright, let's check it out. Now you're looking at this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view. We're gonna start at the front. You see the radar nose cone, which is in blue, dark blue. And then you come up here, you see the cockpit windows and the windshield wipers. Everything else is in medium blue from that point on. Then you see the anti-collision beacon light, a couple of high frequency antennas on that distinctive hump. Then you slide down here, the ADF antennas, the ADF antennas right there. And then you come back this way. See the vertical stabilizer known as the tail fin, as well as the horizontal stabilizers right there, including the little dots right there, as well as over here as well. Those little dots you're looking at on the horizontal stabilizer are actually called illuminator lights, and the sole purpose of those illuminator lights is that it used to light up this tail here when it used to fly during nighttime. Now let's check out the wings and the engines. No wing walkway, but you got the engines right there, as well as the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the winglet wingtip device on this side of the aircraft. Now let's check out over here. No wing walkway. Got your engines there and there, as well as the flap, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the blended winglet wingtip device you see on the side of the aircraft as well. Now looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model, where it's mostly light gray, and you see the crew escape hatch door, the nose gear door, the front nose gear, and then you slide up this way. You see the Inflight logo right there, the anti-collision beacon light right there, the center bogie gears. I'll come back to that momentarily. The hole where the stand goes in, a couple high frequency antennas, pressure relief valve, as well as the APU housing doors and the horizontal stabilizers underneath. Now let's check out the center bogie gears first. They don't tilt. Ouch. But that's okay. Let's check out these gears right here. No, they don't tilt over here as well. But you look at the engine there with the KLM logo on this side there as well. There as well as the wings underneath. That includes the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you, the registration ship number, fuel dump valve, as well as the winglet. Features the airline's logo on the winglet. And then we slide over this way. See the gears right here. They don't tilt either, but it's okay. And you see the engines right there. Right there. That's wings, as well as the wings underneath. It features the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the winglet wingtip device, includes the airline's logo on this side of the aircraft as well. Alright, since I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model in full detail, now I'm going to put it on this nice little metal model stand that actually came with the model. I can tell you Inflight improved their quality on these models, I'll tell you that much. And then you see that the plaque there. See the KLM title, the logo, the aircraft type, as well as the 1/20 scale model information. Then at the top of the model stand, you see the patent, and the sole purpose of that patent there is not only to protect your model, also prevent it from being damaged or scratched when you put your aircraft model on this particular model stand. So with that said, let us put this model on the stand. Let's check it out. There it is, finally got it on the stand with no problem, no hesitation. As you see it being displayed in takeoff landing position, being viewed from the port side of the aircraft. Alright, now you're looking at the model on the stand being displayed in a takeoff landing position, being viewed from the front view angle. Now you're looking at this model on the stand being displayed in the takeoff landing position, being viewed from the starboard side of the aircraft. And finally, you're seeing this model being displayed on the stand in a takeoff landing position, being viewed from the tail cam angle. And since this model has no gear replacement doors, I'm going to go ahead and take this model to stand and go ahead and wrap up this model review. Alright, let's talk about the seating configuration. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines had two seating configured cabin layout versions that they previously used on their Boeing 747-400 jumbo jetliner aircraft. The passenger version and the Combi-Version from 1989 up until 2020. However, on this particular KLM Royal Dutch Airlines Boeing 747-400 jumbo jetliner aircraft, which is actually the passenger version, it seated 408 passengers in a 3-class configured cabin layout. Here's the breakdown, everyone, from rows 1 to 4, which is the main deck, which will be from here to here. You have 15 world business class seats, and rows 71 to 79, which is the upper deck, which will be from here to here. You had an additional 20 world business class seats, which brought the total of 35 world business class seats. Rows 9 to 17, which is the main deck, which will be from here to here. You had 36 economy comfort class seats in rows 21 to 68, which will be from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You had an additional 337 economy class seats, which brought the total to 408 seats. And finally, from 1989 up until 2020, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines previously employed their Boeing 747-400s on routes from the airline's hub in Amsterdam to worldwide destinations such as Bangkok Suvarnabhumi, Beijing Capital, Brussels, Belgium, Chengdu, China, Chicago O'Hare, Caraco, Hong Kong, Houston Bush Intercontinental, Los Angeles, California, Mexico City, Mexico, Montreal, Canada, Nairobi, Kenya, New York, JFK, Paramaribo, San Francisco, California, Seoul, Incheon, Shanghai, Pudong, St. Martin, Taipei, Taiwan, Tokyo, Narita, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and New Delhi, India. Those were the routes. Well, everyone, this will conclude this model review. I'd like to know if you got this model or you plan on getting it. I think a couple of deals still have this model, but at this point, your only outside chance of getting this model, if you really want to get it, is on eBay. That's your only outside chance of getting this model. Other than that, you're pretty much out of luck at this point. But if you can get your hands on it, much better, because this is a highly recommended model. So with that said, please take care. God bless. Stay tuned. There's more model content coming. Peace.